All right, Chris Karr, thank you so much for sitting down with me. Chris Karr of the Karr Group, number of establishments throughout Killington, and one of the things we've been talking about with business owners is just being able to adapt throughout this COVID crisis. And I think what you and your team have done at again a number of your different establishments to try to stay open as best you can and to try to roll with the punches has been just phenomenal. And just give you an opportunity to talk a little bit about that.
Well, we unfortunately, had to cut down to core staff. Okay, it wasn't anything we wanted to do, but it was necessary where a lot of them are tip people or they just don't have the ability. We kept some people going for a while, and we ran the operations as long as we felt was safe. Then we got to a point that we felt like we really wanted to take the time and energy to make sure that we're developing ourselves to come out of this. Okay. And so, what are we going to look like on the release of us, the 2.0 version of coming out? And so we chose to focus on that energy, and moving forward. And, we're cautiously optimistic that it's going to, we're rounding that corner to get there. We don't want to pull the trigger too soon, but we want to be able to come in and be prepared for when the time happens.
So I want to talk about two of your establishments. First off, an event that you did really early on at Jack's was an event that was close to the public, obviously, that raised some money for folks in the area, and it was live streaming, got a ton of views, but also made a good amount of money as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of money that was, the artists got up and played, and it was, the thought came to me early on. It's since blown up, and a lot of people are doing it, but the ability to see an act that you normally enjoy on a stage. And when Rick and I spoke on the phone, I was like all about it, and so to me, I think it was kind of cool to see, and we've seen it since. We've actually broadcast a few from the Pickle Barrel as well, in terms of just joining in on the parties with it. But Jamie, who plays with us regular, he's doing it, and a few others, and it's entertain some people. And at the same time period, these guys have made a few dollars, okay, which is great because they're independent contractors and there's nothing for them to fall back on at this time. So it definitely helps out them. And, in the case over at Jack's, we were able to help out, some people that are in need that weren't able to get checks right away, or weren't able to, that did have problems with, keeping food on the table.
Yeah, it kind of is a little bit of return to normalcy, being able to go to your favorite establishment and see those bands perform. So it's a comforting feeling, of course. And then
it is. Like, it brings us back to better times,
right.
And you kind of see, oh yeah, and you think about that. We've actually shown some old videos at the Pickle Barrel too of some stuff we've done, and it's a reminder, and like maybe appreciate it a little more. Of you didn't think about it at the time period. Now you maybe took it for granted. Now it's like, wow, that was really great.
So I was going to mention that a little bit later, but since you put it out there, and that's one thing that you and your team have done, is not gone dark on your social media platforms. You've put stuff out there, and even if it's stuff from several years ago, you're putting it back out there. There was a great interview that I had seen with you talking about the history of the Pickle Barrel, and that was really neat to see again.
Yeah, we just want to make sure we keep content flowing. Not that we have it cornered, but you have to stay relevant, and you have to make sure in the algorithms that you're staying in place. And so just because things are dark doesn't mean we should be dark. And so, our creative director, Jenny, has been staying at it full time and making sure that we're, kind of keeping everything out there and keeping things, bringing back some past, bringing up some of the future, and trying to look for brighter skies.
So another one of your restaurants is the Foundry, and again, when things were really getting shut down initially, there were a lot of families, school-age families, and things like that were going to be in need of meals, and you folks over there at the Foundry really stepped up and kept that kitchen going and helped feed the community.
Yeah, my goal was not to, I felt it was a time period where, you know, unfortunately for us, we were caught with really full kitchens. We were stocked for a big weekend, and did not, forecast any kind of closure. So for us, it was a matter of being able to go out there, we'll create some great menus that could, some of them were still foundry signature items, and some of them were, a little unique, and we could go out there and offer them up at a reasonable price for people to finish them off at home, or at the same time period, I felt it was a time period we needed to take care of people in our area. Um, the pipeline got shut off for a lot of people, especially as they, are more hand to mouth, and so I felt we could do our small part to step up. Killington has done it at a much greater level, and really done great things for the entire region. And is evident today with the line of traffic that was up there to, receive a bag of goods. That's a real positive thing, and really good for the entire area, and helping out other people.
Yeah, it is. And everybody just kind of thinking of their neighbor and reaching out to help them. So speaking about thinking of, things once they open back up again, you had mentioned it before, you're forward thinking about later on this summer, thinking about later on this fall. Anything that you'd like to share with plans coming up, events coming up, acts that maybe you might be looking to pull
I
in?
thought it was great. We had Joe Exotic playing here for 420. I mean, we had a few on that one.
For those of you watching at home, on the marquee of the Pickle Barrel, I think Chris's staff had a little fun there and had Joe. I haven't even watched the thing on Netflix, so
I I'm shocked that I watched it and got sucked into it, and wow, it is worth your time, trust me. No, but we're trying to, we put up on the marquee social distancing playing here, and so those are going to be the key words and the play words as we move forward. And I believe we as a region are set up very well for that. If we look at some of the larger draw items that are here for us in the summertime, golfing and mountain biking are about as socially distanced as you can get. Okay. And so I believe that will play into us very well. I'd like to think that golf is going to come on the rise for us. Okay. Where it hasn't been in the past. The people that are into mountain biking, they can be isolated, and it can be a family of four that can be off doing it. So I believe that there's an opportunity for us, as soon as we get cleared to, phase one and phase two of our reopening of things. I think Vermont becomes a little more attractive that way. We have to do it safely, and we have to watch what we're doing, but I believe it will allow for us to allow people to come up here and enjoy themselves, and do things that they haven't been able to do for a while. They
I
haven't been
think
able to play.
I think we'll be the playground for a lot of folks that have been just yearning
Well,
to get out.
and so for us, the next phase for us will also be, how is our business going to look? And we're actually in the process right now. As I said before, I talked about 2.0 as we come out. I'm looking at it, how are we going to look differently? And so we're fortunate that our properties do have outside dining, and so I think we need to expand upon that. I think we need to make sure we have table separation. I think we need to create all these things so that people feel better coming into our properties, and being able to still go out, and maybe that it's the entertainment is more of a background type entertainment, but at least we get entertained. We get to do things outside and see some stuff once again. And so, I'm hopeful that we can start to see that bright sky coming our way.
Well, one of the things that I had seen on I think it was your Facebook page, was a business that is near and dear to my heart because I have a sweet tooth, is Mad Hatters. And you had May 15th up there, and I will be one of the first people in line.
So we decided on that. Again, I think that, we just need to do it better. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get reestablished again. We're going to stagger groups coming into the place, and so that it's one group at a time, and you'll have to wait outside, but that's okay. At least, again, the family can get to go do something and go out and take care of it. And so far we've got people, the staff from last year is looking to work again, and again, it's an activity that we can produce there, and something for families to do. And so that's our goal: get back open again and have a little color and life along the road.
Chris, thank you so much for all you do. Thanks for keeping it positive. We were looking forward to you guys being reopened and being able to enjoy all of your different places.
Thank you guys. I think that now is a time that, this is really where the KPAA can be great assistance to everybody. We're going to need that moving forward, and the events that you guys produce are going to become even that much more important to everything that we do. So, and keeping us fed a pipeline of people. So thank you guys.
Got it. Thanks, Chris.
All right. Be well.
Bye.